Yo, what up guys, this is your boy Legendary here, and today we're going to be doing, as you guys can see in the title, we're finally going to be doing the Yuya version 4, I think it is. It's either 3 or 4. Yeah, sorry it took so long to get this out. I just, so many other things to do. But essentially, I will be doing this version 4. I guess this is what this is, version 4. I will not be doing version 5. So this is going to cover the new cards that he used in the Heartland arc. Before he went on to the Fusion Dimension arc, and I'm not going to be doing the Fusion Dimension arc because I feel like there's no point, because I'm going to be doing other deck profiles for Yuya coming up soon, where they're gonna showcase a lot of the cards that were used in that arc anyway. So I feel like it's just redundant, to repeat, that deck and then also do other deck profiles with Yuya's deck where it's like all of the same thing. So I'm gonna skip the last version of the deck because I feel like it's pointless, and I'm just going to go straight into the next build, which is going to be the Yuya Odd Eyes Turbo deck. You guys already saw the Dark Magician one, the Neos one, the Stardust one, the Hope one, and now you guys are finally going to get the Odd Eyes one, and a lot of the Odd Eyes cards that were used in the last season are going to be in that deck anyway. So that's why, that's why, because a lot of the cards are already being used in other decks. So I didn't feel like, it just felt it's pointless. Just look at the list on Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia. If you want to build a deck that's just like that, then just do that. But I feel like moving on to other more interesting deck profiles than just doing like a season 4 or 5 deck at this point, because I wanna move on to cooler, better ideas for his deck. So yeah, but anyway, so moving on, we're gonna start the deck profile. Obviously we have Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon right here. We have a Dragoncaller Magician, pretty cool card. In the Heartland arc, it was more focused on Xe summoning than anything else, so he would usually go for Dark Rebellion and Odd Eyes Rebellion. Like that was more of his key card in that arc, and then a little bit of entertainment style here and there. But whenever Yuto got involved, they would just, go Odd Eyes Rebellion and do some crazy stuff. But yeah, so that's that. We got Entermate Laugh Maker right there. Yeah, we got Stargazer Magician. We got Timegazer Magician. We got Creation Magician and Destruction Magician. We got Entermate Dag Daggerman. I hope the lighting is good. Yeah, Dag Daggerman. Odd Eyes Unicorn, Entermate Odd Eyes Unicorn, Gongato, really good card that really helps out a lot. Silver Claw, Trump Witch, Handstandaccoon, Handstandaccoon. Oh man, that's a funny name there. Yeah, so these are just a lot of the new cards he used in that arc. Change Giraffe. We already know him. Drumarilla. We got Monkey Board. We got Timebreaker Magician that he used in the Synchro arc. We got Entermate or Performapal Seal Eel. Pretty cool effect. It pops spells or traps, I think, right? When there's no more summon, you can target a set spell or trap card. That set card cannot be activated. Neither player can activate cards or effects. So it pretty much stuns a set card. And then his Pendulum effect negates the effect of a face-up monster your opponent controls. So that's pretty handy. That's pretty cool. Definitely want to use that because negating monster effects is good, and sealing some back row might be good too. We got Whip Snake. We got Flip Hippo. This is a pretty good card. This is actually going to be in a future deck list that I'll get into at the end of the video if I remember to mention it. We got the obvious Hip Hippo. We got Inflator Tapir, a very good hand trap right there. Salute Tiger, and the final monster, Hell Princess. So yeah, this deck is for the most part focused on Xe summoning. I made sure that there are enough level 4s in this deck to make Dark Rebellion. See, these are 2 right here. Let's see, 1 right here, so that's 3. We got 4, 5 right there. So there's 5 level 4s. He didn't have that many level 4s, but if you guys want to add more level 4s into the deck to make it a little easier to summon Dark Rebellion, then you could do that. I mean, that is kind of the point of the build in Heartland for the most part, so you guys can definitely do that. But yeah, anyway, Laugh-Maker's a cool card. This is going to be in the entertainment build. I'll get into that later on. Those are the monsters. We got Smile World, which you used in the Arc. We got Monster Reborn, Pendulum Storm, Amazing Pendulum, Entermate Recasting. We got this anime card right here. This is Entermate Pendulum Art and Clean, or Performapal Pendulum Art and Clean. If you control no monsters, you can special summon as many level 1 Performapal Pendulum monsters from your extra deck as possible, and if you do, they can attack your opponent directly, but their original effects are negated. You cannot special summon other monsters until you activate this card. Okay, apparently you can tribute them, right? Let me see. Yeah, you could tribute them, which is pretty cool. At the end of the battle phase, this card is in the graveyard because it was activated this turn. You can shuffle one Performapal monster in the field to the deck, destroy all monsters that were special summoned this turn. So, pretty interesting effect. There are actually enough level 1s in this deck to make it worthwhile to use that card, because it's kind of gimmicky. This is one, this is another, so that's 3 right there, 4 right there, and 5 right there. So there's 5. That's enough options for you to go for, and then direct attack, and then do that. So yeah, not that bad. I haven't tried the card out yet, but I'll test drive it soon, see how it goes. But it is gimmicky. It's not going to come in handy all the time. You have to have no monsters to do it and stuff like that. You got to have enough level 1s in the face up in the extra deck to really make that go off. Got Illusion Balloons, Super Hippo Carnival. I love using this card. It's actually much better than you would think. Very good, very defensive. We got another anime card, Entermate Guard Dance. This pretty much makes it so this turn, Entermate monsters, it's a quick play spell card. This turn, Performapal monsters cannot be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage from attacks involving them, which is pretty much that's so good. I really like that. Its second effect you don't really get to use much. You can banish this card from the graveyard, switch control of the Entermate monsters you control that battle this turn with monsters your opponent controls. So he used this against the Battle Beast, where he did a combo with that and Art and Clean, and like switched the battle positions of the monsters and did some really weird gimmicky combo that you normally wouldn't be able to pull off. So I mean, you could try that combo if you want, but yeah. Its first effect is its secondary effect is optional. You don't have to use it, but the first effect is really good, and I recommend you using that, obviously. We got Miracle Rocket Show. This is another gimmicky card, but it's not that hard to activate. It basically states it's a continuous spell. Monsters your opponent controls cannot be destroyed by battle. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, your opponent takes no battle damage. At the end of the battle phase, destroy this card, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the battle damage that was originally lost by this effect. So if you run over a couple of their monsters, obviously they weren't destroyed by that battle, and they don't take no battle damage, but the battle damage that they were supposed to take from it, they'll take it as effect damage instead. So you don't even have to, get over their monsters. Like I said, gimmicky card, but it does a lot of burn damage. He used that against the Tyler sisters. Yeah, so you can try that out. We got Odd Eyes Axel. Normal summon. It allows you this turn to normal summon one Odd Eyes monster without tributing. So that's actually in the Odd Eyes build that we'll get into. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. The last spell card is Scale Up. Just increase your Pendulum scale by 2. Then for the trap cards, we got Entermate Big Support. Its effect is target one monster that was special summoned this turn, equipped one Performapal monster with 1,000 or less attack from your hand to that monster. That monster gains attack equal to double the attack of the monster equipped by this effect. During the end phase, send the equipped cards to the graveyard. So it's kind of like a last resort, so essentially the most you'll ever gain is 2,000 attack points, because it has to be 1,000 or less. So if you equip a monster that has 1,000 attack to a monster that was special summoned this turn on your field or your opponent's field, oddly enough, it'll be double that, so he'll gain 2,000 at most, which is pretty good. That's not that bad. We got Smile Potion. If you control no monsters and a monster or monsters just your opponent controls gains attack, so you know most character decks all have something like that anyway, where monsters gain attack points. Everyone has some sort of stat increase in one way or another. But obviously this is supposed to be used in combination with Smile World. That way all monsters on the field gain 100 attack, and then you know activate this, and it says you know you get to just draw 2 cards. It's a pot of greed, obviously not as good because it's very conditional, because you got to control no monsters, and your opponent has to control a monster that gained attack points during this turn, I think. Yeah. So pretty much that's how it goes. You get to draw 2 cards. Then we got Counterattack Entermate. It has a different name, really. I think it's like Performapal Counterattack or Counter Beacon, whatever it was. Oh, its effect is, it reads, if a Performapal monsters you control would be destroyed by a card effect, you could destroy one monster your opponent controls instead. So it basically redirects you know, destruction to your Entermates to something else, which is pretty cool. Last trap card, we got Wall of Disruption. Yeah. So I'm just gonna quickly get into the side. Oh wait, yeah. We're gonna do the extra deck. Pretty simple and straightforward. Obviously we got Rune Eyes, Pendulum Dragon. We got Beast Eyes, Pendulum Dragon, and Brave Eyes, Pendulum Dragon, which was the new fusion that he used in this arc against Edo Phoenix. Really cool card. I love it. It's absolutely powerful. He's just really cool. He's one of my favorites for sure. And we got obviously Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, which he used a lot in this arc. And we got Odd Eyes Rebellion, which he used a lot in this arc. Since I won't be doing a version 5 of this deck or whatever, I'll just show this now. This is Odd Eyes Raging Dragon. He used this in the Fusion arc, technically. But since this deck in this season is so focused on, you know, Pendulum Xyz summoning, I decided to just add this here, because since I'm not going to be doing another one, a version 5, I thought I'll just add it here, and the deck already works specifically to summon him. So if you can summon him, you can also summon Raging Dragon as well. So I just added that in there just for the heck of it. There's nothing else in the extra deck because he didn't use the Synchro monsters, the Tuning Magician and the Enlightenment Palette. He didn't use any of those after the Synchro arc, so you know he doesn't have that. But yeah, that's essentially the main deck. Quick side deck stuff that he used in that season also. We got Performapal Swordfish, Skeeter Skimmer, Friend Donkey, Thunder Rhino. You should probably add that in the deck, it's really good. But anyway, Entermate, this is an anime card, Pyro Lobster. I thought about adding him in, but he is kind of okay, I guess. Once per turn, you can choose 2 Performapal monsters in your graveyard whose levels equal 12 or less. Then target 1 monster on the field. Its level becomes equal to the total levels of those 2 chosen monsters. So it's kind of a weird. I forgot how he used it. I know he used this against the fusion guy that he fought in the tournament, and then he used it again when he came back, you know, working for Academia. I forgot what was his name, but he used it against him. I forgot how he used it, but it didn't seem all that good to me, so I just put it on the side for now. We got Whim Witch, and we got Turn Toad. And then anime spell card, we got Entermate Entertainment Exchange. Target an Entermate you control. Give control to your opponent as many of your monsters as possible whose levels are lower than the targeted monster until the end phase. So it just switches control of the monsters. And he also used this against the Battle Beast in some weird combo, I think. I think that was also with Art and Clean and a bunch of other stuff. So it was interesting. I still have to go back to watch this to see how he specifically used that effect, or how I could use it in a competitive way in this deck. But it's for the most part a really gimmicky situational card. And the final anime trap is Acrobat Tower. Its effect reads: if you take battle damage, tribute an Entermate monster. Each player draws 2 cards until they draw a monster, and they send all of them to the graveyard. Compare the total levels of all monsters each player draws and apply this effect. Its first effect is, if the total levels of your monsters is greater than or equal to your opponent's, you take damage equal to the total number of monsters on the field and in the graveyards times 200. So it could burn you out if you are unfortunate enough. And then its second effect is, if the total levels of your monsters are lower than your opponent takes damage equal to the total numbers of monsters on the field and in the graveyard times 200. So depending on the monsters that you and your opponent draws, if you're lower, your opponent would take damage, but if he's lower, then you would take a bunch of damage. So it's a very situational chancy card. It reminds me of kind of like Joey Wheeler, but even arguably more gimmicky than that, I guess. But yeah, that's the deck. Pretty simple and straightforward. It's just he just used a few new cards in this arc. It wasn't like anything too crazy. A couple new entertainment cards, and obviously focused on Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. That was the main focus for the most part. If you guys are wondering, where's Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon in the rank up? I didn't add that because that's not Yuya's card. Those are Yudo's cards. When Yudo possessed Yuma and took over, he was able to utilize his own Phantom Knight cards, and that's why. But there wasn't Yuya dueling, that was Yuto dueling. Those aren't his cards, so that's why I didn't add it in here, even though he used it in the arc. But that wasn't really him, that was Yudo taking over, so that's why it's not in there. So I made an exception for Odd Eyes Rebellion, for Odd Eyes Raging Dragon, because this is a combination of both their monsters, and so is this. So that's why I added it in there, because they're basically the same thing, just with different effects, and it's more powerful. Raging Dragon is really freaking great. He used that against, I think it was Rory and Rin. No, Rory and Serena. And I'll just read his effect because it's pretty cool. If you can Pendulum Summon level 7, you can Pendulum Summon this face-up card in your extra deck. Yeah, it has the same effect as Rebellion. If this card in the monster zone is destroyed, you can place it in your Pendulum zone. If this card is Xyz summoned using an Xyz monster as Xyz material, against this effect, they can attack twice during each battle phase. Once per turn, you can detach a material from this card, destroy as many cards your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, this card gains 200 for each until the end of this turn. Yeah, really powerful effect. When he summoned it, it was like the most sickest thing I've ever seen. It was just badass. But anyway, that's the deck profile for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Coming up next for Yuya will be the Odd Eyes deck profile. After that is going to be the Entertainment deck profile, which is a deck that focuses on less on Odd Eyes, Pendulum Dragon, and the Odd Eyes and Magicians, and more just straight up Performapal deck. Pretty much is focused on the entertainment style of the deck specifically, and not Odd Eyes or the Magicians. So yeah, that'll be an interesting build. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for everything. God bless you guys. See you guys next time. Gotcha!